Hello, this video is about how this cutting grew into a full plant in just 100 days. This plant is a pilea depressa and I got it back in August as a single cutting from a mystery cutting box that I bought on Etsy. You might have seen my video on the unboxing and how I set up the cuttings. Long story short, I first split the single cutting into 3 pieces because having more cuttings make the plant look fuller and it increases the chance that one of these cuttings will survive. I had read online that this plant is particularly easy to propagate in soil, so I put all 3 pieces of the cutting directly in soil. The soil mix is about half houseplant potting mix and half perlite because I wanted it to drain well. I placed it in the southeast facing window, which is the sunniest spot in my apartment. From then on, I gave the plant a little bit of water every 2 to 3 days for the first month or so to make the soil stay moist. By day 19, I could see some new growth, but it's not very obvious on camera. But it is a lot more obvious by day 29 that the cuttings are growing new leaves. This is also when I started taking more cuttings and planting them back to make the plant look bushier. This is very easy and just involves cutting off a piece and then planting it right back into the pot. The new cuttings will look limp for the first few days, but then they will perk back up. It was also while doing this that I found 2 mealybugs on the plant. Oh my god, there's a mealybug.
Mealybug?
Mealybugs.
Oh.
Ah! This is bad news. Okay, I'm going to put this cutting back in the soil. I did see another mealybug. I really hope it hasn't spread to all my other plants in this area. And I'm going to quarantine this plant and I'll do a thorough check on my other plants in this area. To be honest, if I wasn't spending the time to make and plant back the cuttings, I would not have noticed the mealybugs because this plant has so many spots that the mealybugs and perhaps other pests can easily hide in. So that's something you want to be careful with. After I was done taking and planting back the cuttings, I moved this plant away from other plants to prevent the mealybugs from spreading further. And then I treated this plant with a neem oil spray and soil drench once a week for 3 weeks straight, and I have not seen any mealybugs on it since then. And the plant still grew so fast, as you can see from the footage on day 58. This is the day that I decided to move the plant into a bigger pot so that I would have more space to plant cuttings back in. I included it in a repot and chat with me video. After giving the plant a few days to adjust in its new pot, I took a few more cuttings from the pilea depressa and planted them back into the pot like I've done before to make it look even fuller. This is what the pilea depressa looks like on day 100. You can see how much fuller it has gotten and also how much longer it's gotten. Look at all this. Overall, this plant is extremely easy to take care of, and it's so easy to just propagate it by cutting off a piece and sticking it back into the soil at the top. And I have not had a single cutting that has failed to survive. You can see on this side looks really full, but on this side it's still really bare. And one of the reasons is that this is a side that faces the natural light. So I will be rotating this plant and plant a few more cuttings back in on this side so that this plant can look more epic. Overall, this plant grows so fast, is so easy to propagate, and is so easy to care for. You do have to watch out for pests because this plant provides a lot of good hiding spots for them. But even the few mealybugs I had didn't damage this plant very much. I would definitely recommend this plant even if you don't have much experience with houseplants before. I hope you enjoyed watching my pilea depressa grow and see you next time. Bye!